Namaskar, I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to our live and interactive session. Yes, this online training session which we of course are conducting on the umbrella topic cyber hygiene. It's a very important topic of discussion, very important concept that that we need to be aware of. And this particular session is organized by CIET, that is Central Institute of Educational Technology, NCERT, New Delhi. You are watching us on our eVidya channels from 6 to 12 and also on our YouTube channel NCERT Official. Well, before moving ahead in the session, we would like to inform you about this training session, this training series, a webinar series that we are conducting for our students and for our viewers. It's kind of an awareness program. Each day, 1 hour between 4 and 5 p.m. is dedicated to this particular training session. So, it's a 5-day, 5-hour training session. And this week, we have taken the umbrella topic of cyber hygiene. It is very important to know about the cyberspace, cybersecurity, cyber hygiene. Today is the 3rd of January. It is day 3 of this training session. And the topic that we will be having today is safe socializing online. On day 1, we had the discussion under the theme understanding the basics of cyber hygiene. On day 2, it was safeguarding the virtual space, and today on day 3, it will be safe socializing online. So, how to socialize online, because we all love to do the same. We all have our accounts there. We all are very much aware of the social networking sites, their implications, and the way we are using them. We know each and everything about it. But do we really know each and everything about it? Aren't there any privacy concerns, security concerns that we should be aware of? So, let's talk about that in the detail, and for that we have our guest with us. We are joined by Mr. M. Jagdish Babu. He is project manager from CDAC, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Welcome to the session, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, viewers and students, it's a very important webinar series, and if you have questions, you can directly interact with sir. You can contact him and you can get all your doubts sorted. So, please take down our phone number for the same. You can contact us on 8800440559. This is our contact number, and if you want to send us your queries, your suggestions, your feedback, your experiences, your doubts, please feel free to write to us. You can email us at training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. That's our email ID. And right now you're watching us on our YouTube channel NCERT Official. You can always go to the comment section or live chat box. You can just type your question there, send in your valuable feedback and suggestions, and help us incorporate even better things in this training series. So, today, as I've already mentioned, the topic that we have taken up, it's very important to pay attention to the particular topic, to the discussion, to the entire tools and techniques that we will be discussing in the session, because if you want to attempt the quiz on the last day of this training series, then of course you have to be very careful. I will share all the methods and procedures of registering yourself, of attempting the quiz, of scoring the marks and getting your certificate, but by the end of the session. So, now let's move ahead in the session, and I am going to tell you the topic once again. It's day 3 of the training session, and today we will be covering the theme safe socializing online. So, sir, I have a very of course basic question and a very relevant one. We all love to be on social networking sites. We all love to socialize, be it for personal entertainment, for professional reasons, for community reasons, or for anything, because it's a very I would say catchy platform, and it is something that all want to be on it. Now, tell us something. Is it safe to be online, because we can't do away with it? This is the need of the hour. It is becoming kind of a necessity, but we have to be really safe. So, I request you to kindly tell us each and everything about socializing online, what all things we need to take care of, and how we can move ahead. Are we free to share each and everything there, or there are some security threats that we need to be aware of? So,
all right, ma'am. Thank you very much for giving us an opportunity to interact with all the teachers and all the viewers of the channel. As you rightly said, uh, today we are in a situation where it is a convert situation,
Yes.
right? So we have to be in online, and at the same time, like, we should be safe. So those are the two aspects which we are going to tell. And before itself, I'm telling you, like, what are the safety and security measures which we are going to tell you. So those are the things, like, you should practice as part of your personal and professional life. And that doesn't mean that, like, we are stopping you. Like, if all of you are showing some of the case studies and some of the topics, like, where we are showing, so that doesn't mean that, like, you should stop. You should use those platforms. What are the platform you are using, you should continue using those platforms. But only thing is, like, what are the security and privacy options which they have provided. So those options we should make use of it, so that we can safeguard ourselves in the sense, it is not only you and your family and your entire, school organization, right?
Yes.
If someone have any issue, right, if someone faced an issue, that is a reputation of the individual. At the same time, it belongs to the if it is a personal life, it belongs to the family. And if
Yes.
it is a professional life, it belongs to the school. So you have to be too very much balanced in terms of using these platforms with the safety and security. Then only you can safeguard yourself, at the same time your family, and your organization or your school, or what are the thing which you are working for, right? So
Yes.
as rightly madam told, like, two aspects, and she has already told me, and she is, in a way, she cautioned me. So, like, you have to talk both the security aspects as well as the privacy aspects.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. I, categorized my session like that only. Let's move on to the session. So before we move on to the session, let me give a brief introduction about that. I think this part is covered by madam, so I need not to cover about. And I think most of the people are aware about CDAC, so which is a Center for Development Advanced Computing. It works under the basically to research and development, and works under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, right? So this organization is spread across 12 cities, and more than 3,600 R&D employees are working. And we do, and we focus only on the R&D, like research and development, and proliferate that information, right? So that's the major thing. And these are the thematic areas. I'm not getting all those things. We have since we have limited time, right? High
Yes.
performance and grid computing, like, what are the services which you are using, like, what are the platforms you are using. So most of the platforms are in a grid, and in a cloud computing. So that's about the cloud. And what are the language fonts which you are using. So most of the fonts are developed by CDAC and dedicated to the nation. And that is how we were into multilingual thing. And we are also into the cyber security and cyber forensics, because there is a slight difference between the cyber security and forensics. So cyber security is nothing but, like, what are the preventive measures, what are the preventive measures someone should take care. That's the cyber security. And if some crime has happened or something has happened after that, like, forensics comes into the picture, right? So before and after, so both the aspects we are covering, right? In the CDEC, but not in this in the session also we are covering in the same way, right? And other areas also. So this session, as you know, I think most of the people are aware. So ISEA and NCRT is working closely, and recently we have completed the teacher training program also, and continuously we are doing various activities. So all those activities which we are doing under this project called ISEA, Information Security Education and Awareness project, phase 3 we are in. And I think most of the people also it may be useful. So we are, we have four focus areas as part of this ISEA project phase 3. So one is generating highly skilled certified cybersecurity professionals. I think most of the schools have a facility, like the computers and all, network and all. I think most of the people are also taking care of your entire network security, entire system security, and all those things. So for those people, so this kind of course will help you out, and you also will be getting certification. In order to go, that again, that course is in 3 levels. At least if you can complete first level, you will get ample of information that will be useful for your professional as well as personal life also. And grooming students towards the product and solutions, like whoever is there in the BTech and MTech kind of thing, so they can enroll into the information security courses, and they can grow in that cybersecurity domain, and strengthening the research and education in the information security. So today we were talking about all those things, like whatever we are doing, similar kind of activities you also can do at your school, at your community, at your location and all such kind of thing. And we also anticipate the same thing, right, from all of you. And cyber aware digital nagariks, I'll talk about a bit on this mass awareness program. And common infrastructure and shared issues. At this point of time, I'm not touching upon that, right? So this is the program which we are doing for different stakeholders. Digital Nagariks is a program, is an awareness program for various stakeholders. So like first time we are coming up with a role-based cybersecurity awareness program. If you are a child, like what are the things needs to be learned so that you can safeguard yourself. If it is a student, like what has to be done. If it is a teacher, shikshak, and what has to be done. And if at all, if you're a government officer, woman, girl, so all those things, like we have different courses which are going to come up. So once these courses are come up, like we will also introduce you so that you can enroll yourself and you can start participating in all those things. And we are also having wonderful website, and we are planning to organize quizzes, competitions with respect to the cybersecurity domain, right? So these are the things which we are planned to do it along with the NCRT. So once if it is launched, and we will intimate you, and you can, you also can practice at the same time. You also can give these things to your family members as well as to your students also, right? Let's get into the today's important activity, socializing online, right? So what is the meaning of safe socializing in an online? Okay, socializing, it can be offline as well as online also. So that is the reason, like our team appropriately they set that topic, safe socializing online. So which is simply refers to the engaging online interactions while taking the measures to protect yourself, right? So we are going to talk more on the preventive nature of cybersecurity, not on the the crime happens and all such kind of things. So like what are the some preventive measures someone should take care so that you can protect yourself, and either it could be your privacy, it could be your personal information, or overall well-being. So these aspects I'm going to discuss one by one after the other, right? And areas of potentials, there are risks. One side, like we were seeing advantages, the other side always having a disadvantages. And you also might be aware, like whatever we are dealing, so it have both the things. One is the positives as well as negatives. So the negative side of socializing online is, there are some risks involved. What are those risks also we will discuss. And adopting the responsible and secure behavior when using any online platform. Either it could be either it could be instant messaging platform, or socializing, whatever, any platform, like we have to follow those things. Either it could be a social media, chat applications, forums, and other digital spaces also, right? So these are the various, I just listed a few, but there are so many other socializing online platforms are also available. I just listed a few of the things. All right. So like where all these things will happen, it will happen in a social media platform, refers to any instructional needs of women to connect with the other humans, right? So we cannot stay alone, or we cannot stay isolated area. If it is isolated, there is something else. Their meaning is different. We will come back. But when we are interacting with someone else, if it is physically, like we will give the respect. If at all, if I'm meeting someone, so or you are meeting someone physically, like you will be respect them, you will listen them, and you also express your concerns, and you also share your thoughts, in a respectful manner. Same way we should do it in online also. All right, we don't know who is the other person, but we don't know like where it will lead, right? So that's the reason, like how you are behaving in the offline or in a physical, the similar kind of behavior you should have in an online platform also, online environment, or in any online platform also. So that like you will be given a respect, and you also will be giving, and you also will be taking the respect from the other person, right? So media is nothing but it is a communication, or it connects the people. Social media, like there are two things which we have to understand. One is social media, and another is social networking. Social media is a one-way communication. Social networking is one-to-one. We can interact with one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one. All those things are there in the social networking. So social media, it is only one-way communication, or they will say something, you should listen and you should follow. But whereas in the social networking, it can happen one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-many, and all such kind of things happen in a social networking platform. So nowadays more and more people are there, and they are started using those online platforms. So that is the reason. So CIET and CRT felt like this kind of session needs to be arranged to safeguard, all the teachers, children, and their family members, right? uh, this is the basic thing, and these are the various types of online social media platforms which we are having. So one is a social networking. So we'll talk about those, either Facebook, Instagram, and all such kind of things. And the blogs, it will give you some kind of information. It gives you elaborated, elaborated information, and it is a specific. For example, you are dealing with the maths, so maths related things will be there, or you are dealing with the computers, so computer related things will be there in particular web page or particular portal kind of thing. So those are the blocks which are restricted and which are specific to the which are specific to the particular topic or a particular area, right? And if you put all together, like in a website, web portal, and all those things are there, right? So that is the blocks where you will get the precise information for a particular particular subject or a particular domain kind of thing, right? Instant messaging platform. So most of the people are using Signal, Telegram, WhatsApp, and all such kind of things. So those things also we'll just discuss a bit later part. And micro networks, it has a limitation. So either number of words, videos, and if at all, if you are doing something, so it has a limitation of 300, 500 words. I'm not very sure. And limitation of video 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 20 seconds kind of thing. So that is the micro networks, which a larger number of people are there, and it can be restricted to specific things. But whereas in the social networks and instant, it is a lot of things. Like blocks we discussed specific. In the same way, micro networks are also there. So they are restricted to specific things and specific purposes with a limited thing. In a small thing, like you should be explained in a bigger aspects. Okay, content communities, right? I think like most of the people are there in science group, maths group, social groups, and all such kind of things. So those communities also there, and those community will discuss those respective aspects, like how do we teach and how do we tell them and how do we reach the students, how do we give assignment, whatever, right? So those kind of communities also will be there. And how do we deal with the cyber hygiene practices? So this week concept is cyber hygiene. So how do we deal with these things? Like you will be having those communities, and they share their experiences, and you will be learning, and they will be learning. As a whole, like we are teaching something to all our children, whatever, whoever is there. Forums and aggregators, and it is specific to the discussions which can happen, and the social and knowledgeable wikis, right? So the wikis are also there, like where it can give you the whole lot of information. If it is looking into that Wikipedia, Wikimedia, and all kind of thing, so like whatever you type, everything you will get. Whatever you want, everything you will get. Okay, so these are the different types of social media platforms where we are using. So all these platforms, you are interacting, you are expressing your concerns, or you are learning something. So during all those times, whatever the activity which you are doing in any online platform, you have to follow the cyber hygiene practices. So those practices might have been discussed in the first and second session, and now we in our particular sessions we will deal with like how do we protect yourself by keeping privacy and security settings kind of thing, right? So those are the things. We before we get into those things, like we'll just see like what are the advantages and disadvantages of these platforms. Connects people globally, that we know, right? By sitting here, by sitting in Delhi, or by sitting in Haryana somewhere, like you can connect here, you can talk to any other professional, family, friends, anywhere in the globe, right? So that kind of opportunity which we are getting, but earlier that was not there, but now you got that opportunity, but we should use it in a meaningful manner. That's all. That's only the point we have to take away after this session. Facilitate a professional networking. As I told you, like if you are a computer science, how you can grow yourself, or how you can exchange your thoughts, right? So those kind of things also will happen in a professional networking platforms. As I told you in the previous slide, enable real-time information sharing, right? If something is happening, immediately that should be you should understand, and we should be able to deliver something, right? So that's the real-time information sharing. For example, we all know like how the weather forecast will work. So weather forecast we are able to judge, or we are able to give for next 78 hours. In the same way, if whatever the real-time information which we are getting, so that information should be proliferated. If it is a threat kind of thing, so that should be alerted to all our family members, all our professional colleagues and family members, so that we can take care of ourselves. At the same time, we can safeguard our hard-earned money. That's the ultimate aim, right? and supports learning and information exchange. Those platforms will allow you to do all those things and raise awareness, right? If at all, if you are not aware, you can, you can learn those things and you can increase your awareness. And later part, you can become a good good expert in that particular domain, right? So as I told you, like advantages are also there, disadvantages are also there. Some of the disadvantages are privacy concern, right? For example, my photograph is there in social media platform, whether it is safe or it is not safe, or someone else is using. So those issues are coming up nowadays in a bigger way. And cyberbullying, someone, that kind of harassment, bullying the people in a physical also it is happening, in cyber also it is happening, like whoever is using those electronic gadgets kind of thing, and it can promote misinformation. So that's the bad and unfortunate thing which is happening right now. So real information is one, and fake information or misinformation is 10%, is 10 fake news. Only one is the right news, and 10 fake news were got created in the social. So that's the catchy point we all should understand, and we should be able to judge what is right and what is wrong. Then only we can give the right information, right? So the misinformation, for every right information, there are 10 misinformations which are available in the website. So we have to judge ourselves, and accordingly we should take a call, right? So that's one disadvantage which is happening, and the potential additional reduction face-to-face interactions. So nowadays, like earlier, we all used to meet and have this kind of session, but now the technology is there for a better purpose, and we are able to reach more and more number of people, right? This by using this platform, we are addressing some lakhs of people, right? Excuse me. So at the same time, we are, face-to-face interactions are reducing, but nevertheless, we are giving an opportunity to express your concern, to express your issues, either in the chat area or in the email, so that we will be able to come back. Okay, either it could be in Hindi or any language. You can just send it to CIET, and we can address those issues in our future coming sessions. If not in this particular session, don't worry, right? So we will ensure you that, like, what are the things you are learning in the face-to-face interaction. Similar kind of learning should happen in a virtual mode also, right? If you have any concerns, if you have any queries, you can always write at CIET NCRT email ID which were provided, and we are always there to help you out, in those issues, right? And losing focus, which is very, very important. And as a teacher, as a parent, as a student, everyone should take care of all those things. Simple example, I don't know, like, what makes them to, while calling or while talking only we cross the road. The inconvenience is not only to you, right? Other people also will be inconvenienced, and we don't know where it will end, right? So those kind of things, we have to be very, very careful. The losing focus and ill effects of these, some of the platforms which is happening, if at all, if you are using beyond the limit, beyond the limited period of time, right? So social media addiction, that point leads to me for this direction, addiction. So it is leading to dependency that interfaces with life, with the life activities, right? Earlier we used to think and we should present kind of thing, but nowadays everything we are depending on the internet. Okay, we will type something, we'll get and copy and paste and perform whatever it is, right? So those kind of dependencies we are increasing, and see, for example, you have a sufficient amount of time to go and meet your friend or family member to discuss those aspects, right? But we are depending on the technology, we are finishing within no time, right? So there are advantages as well as disadvantages also, but dependency, but ultimately, quote and unquote, the dependency is increasing every day. Okay, similar to the internet addiction, where one's emotional well-being is tied to online interactions or validation, can affect social skills, productivity, and mental health. So this is the biggest issue which many of the people are facing in nowadays. Like we have seen, some of the cases, like where children supposed to learn psychomotor skills, but nowadays they're using touchpads and all such kind of things. And some of the people are not able to hold the pen properly and hold the pen or a chalk or whatever it is. Those things are not able to proper, because they're all addicted to this touch, right? So those kind of skills people are losing, right? As a teacher, it is our responsibility. As a parent, right? In one angle you are a teacher, in other angle you are a parent. So we should ensure, like, equally we should balance between these two things. Okay, so that's where it is important, right? As I told you, mental health. So these are the, if at all, if your people are too much dependency on the technology and too much addicted for the technology, so these are the kind of things which will happen. Depression, so people will lose the interest, and not only on lose the interest, focus, and they may not focus on the education, they may not focus on the eating. They'll always think like what will happen, what will happen, what will happen. So that kind of things will happen. Anxiety, it will increase the anxiety and isolation. So they will be sitting at different locations, or they will be sitting alone, they won't interact with anyone. So that kind of isolation is also happening. Isolation issues are happening in this particular field, right? So we have to be more and more engage ourselves physically, so that we can physically fit, and we can also focus on our activities. And the low self-esteem, right? So this touch and whatever it is, like options are more, right? But otherwise, like you have to read, and you have to write the assignment, and you have to submit, and you will gain the knowledge. But in today's thing, if you type something, you will get something, and you will present something, right? So that, when you are growing, so we were losing the self-esteem or the confidence level or whatever it is, and the fear of missing out. So this is also increasing day by day. Okay, disrupts daily routine, right? If you are not able to sit, if you are not able to sleep properly, and entire day will be disturbed, right? You cannot focus, and you cannot eat properly, you cannot walk properly, you cannot focus on the activity. So those kind of things are also happening, if at all, if you are spending more amount of time on the technology. And it will build on the stress and NAV and the loss of productivity. So all these these are the some of the negative effects of more more dependency, and the people who are using more these social media platforms and all such kind of things. So we have to be careful, and we have to balance between both of these things, right? So that is one thing we have to be careful. And the tips to manage and the social media platform: access your usage or time spent on a social media, and you should fix some timelines. How we are fixing Telugu, for example, language you will learn this time, maths you will learn 45 minutes, and English you will learn 45 minutes, science you will learn 45 minutes. Similarly, you also fix some time. We are not telling like don't use the technology, don't use the internet. Use it, and in a restricted, in a time frame, in a time bound things, so that you will be healthy and system will be healthy, and we won't lose anything, right? And set boundaries, right? That's what we have to decide, like when you will use, how you will use, how much time you will use, kind of thing, right? Create a digital free zones, right? If it is a possible. And NCRT is also telling, most of the time CIT officials are also telling, right, no device day, okay, and no device time, kind of thing. The moment you get up in the bed, and immediately you will see, oh yo, what I missed, right? You won't miss anything, nothing is going to happen. Wake up slowly, spend some time, later part, like you go and open your mobile, nothing is going to happen, right? So that kind of things are also happening. So create a digital free zones, when to use, when not to use. At least when the whole family is there, ensure like you should not use any of your device at least for 4 to 5 hours in that particular day, either Saturday, Sunday, or whenever it is possible, right? And indulge the healthy habits and the past time activities, right? You should have, if you have these kind of things in hand, so that you can have well balanced life, kind of thing, right? So mindful measuring of social media addiction, how far you are addicted yourself for the social media. So that's what, like which I'm just going to share it with all of you. You also can test your thing, like how far, how much you are using, how much time you are spending, how much time you are spending on the social media platforms, right? So that thing. So we have created one form here, like that link I can share it with you, staysafeonline.in. So under that, like you have a self-assessment of tool and digital addiction. Like you have question and answers. Just like we are not giving any activity for you. You just say yes or no, true or false. Then you just do this survey. Take yourself first. Take yourself, and later part test it with your children. Test it with your family members also. then you will come to understand, are we addicted or are we not addicted? If at all, if you're addicted, like how do we overcome? If at all, if you're not addicting, so that's a good thing. If at all, if someone is addicted, you should see like how you are there, right? So this is a scale. At least it is not a scientific full-fledged tool. It is a just rough estimate where you can take care and try to follow some of the preventive measures kind of thing, right? So I hope this thing is going to be useful for all of you. Self-assessment tool and digital addiction. You can go to staysafeonline.in. You can go to staysafeonline.in, and in that particular website, you will be having all these, all these tools where you can assess yourself, right? Hope it will be helpful to you. And if it is helpful, please come back and say something in the YouTube channel, right? Let's move on to our actual session. All right, so this is the safe measuring of social media addiction platform. So you can just check yourself and let me know like how far you are there, and you will get a certificate also, immediate instant certificate also you will be getting from there, right? And when you are in a social media platform, you should check like who is viewing and who is accessing your information, and what purpose they're collecting or they're taking the information, and what nature of relations in social media, right? You have to have boundaries, as I told you, like up to what extent we should believe, up to what extent we should depend, up to what extent we can rely on that particular on that particular aspect or a particular user, particular person. So those things, it matters a lot. Okay, so these things, whenever you are in any social media platform, right, you will be coming to know all those things, right? What kind of information you can sharing, communicate, searching, and all the user data is available in a public domain. Your age, app use, career, and all such kind of things, education, gender, history, what are in interest, keywords, what your likes, and all such kind of information, it will be available in any of the social media platform which you are using. Either how that information will come, how that information will be gathered by those people, right? Otherwise, why someone will give you those platforms at free of cost, right? So the usage pattern, for example, you are using something, for example, you are using one platform for some purposes, or viewing the videos, or viewing some entertainment videos, or viewing the news, or viewing the sports, or whatever those things. Whenever you are doing that, your digital footprint will be registered over there, and through that footprint, they will come to analysis that like this particular user is interested in this domain. So accordingly, they will be doing. So for example, whenever you are doing any online shopping also, for example, you are searching for a mobile, you have purchased the mobile, that mobile, and next day whenever you are entering to the browser, there also you can just see that mobile related things will pop up. How those kind of information is coming up? So your information is stored somewhere else. That is your interest, like whatever it is, whether it is your interest, need, or whatever it is. Based on those things, they will collect the data, and accordingly they will throw advertisements kind of thing, right? So we have to be careful, and we have to remove those kind of searches, search history, cookies, and all those things in the browser, in the platforms also, right? Right. In one of the survey, which was told real names are available, age, email address, home address, mobile number, all such kind of information is available in a online platform like where we are using, right? So ensuring privacy is very, very important. What is a privacy? Privacy is nothing but when you are there, that information should be restricted to you. Like your information should not be seen by other people. If you are allowing, then other people will see. If at all if you are not allowing, other people may not get a chance to see all such kind of things, right? For example, like your home address, private pictures, phone number, credit card, debit card, all those things are your private, critical, personalized information. If at all if you are leaving it loosely, it will go and it may lead to some kind of threat. Okay, review social media privacy and security settings. Whenever it is possible, and every time, like whenever the new options are coming, and you should ensure those things are set, right? I'll be showing some of those things. So when you are in any online platform, quizzes, games, survey, and all such kind of things, play those things, but don't give you ever any information. or by end of those things, and you won the quiz, and you are eligible to get 5 kilos of dry fruits at no cost, only courier charges. Those things you have to be careful, right? Those things you have to be careful. If someone is asking your information, if someone is asking to buy after those kind of things, you have to be bit careful, so that you won't lose your hard-earned money, right? So those kind of things we should avoid. And if you know those things, you can use it, but you should limit yourself up to what extent you should do it, and up to what extent you should not do that. Okay. And the computer and phone should be locked with the password and pin. So whatever the computer or whatever the mobile you are using, ensure those things should be locked without, whenever you are going for a more amount of time. So whenever you are using public Wi-Fi kind of thing, use it only for browsing. Don't do any such kind of things. And search for HTTPS rather than HTTP, which should have a padlock and all. I think like those things might have been discussed in the earlier session, so I'm just skipping those things. For example, so this is one of the tool, pic2map.com. There you can upload one picture. It will give you a whole lot of information. It will give you a whole lot of information. So I just uploaded one of the picture, and you can just see. The moment you upload the picture, it will give you like what camera you have used, what date you have used, what is the address, what is the city, country, longitude, latitude, location. Anything else you wanted? Anything else you wanted? It is a simple picture. We'll just take a picture and upload. We'll just take a picture and upload, right? That should be taken care, right? So you can just see more information, what camera you have used, and what is the file information, where it is stored, and all such kind of things are also there. What is the date and time, what is the GPS location, and the location and address. So all this data, for example, one picture you have just taken and uploaded into any of your social media platform. From there I can collect all this information. From there I can collect all this information. So this information used to build a relation, or try to create a trust, and later part they will try to misuse those things, right? We were not telling don't use the platform. Use platforms with the safe and secure practices, right? So we all know one picture will give you 1,000 words of information. In the similar way, it also applicable in the cyberspace also. One picture will give you 1,000 words of information, right? So this is one example, and you have a whole lot of information. I'm just restricting it here, right? So then what is the solution? Take a picture. Whenever you are uploading any picture, there is something called options. Click on those options. Try to the location is enabled. That is the reason you got a whole lot of information. If the location is off, you won't get any information, right? So what are the information which I'm showing you? So this whole information is called a metadata. So this whole information is called a metadata. So that metadata, if you don't want to give that metadata, you should, location should be off while taking the picture. Later, after removing that metadata, you can upload the picture. No issues. You can upload the picture. All right? Hope I'm clear. Same thing. Like for example, whenever you are scanning something, scan it and remove this. For example, you can just see here, share without metadata. So that part is very, very important. All right? You can just see where is the tool, right? Right here you have a metadata, right? So this thing, you just disable it and you can upload the picture, so that metadata it won't go, right? Picture can be shared, no issues, but only thing is like the metadata, it won't go out of your hand, right? So whenever you are any online platform, so there is a possibility that all your data goes out of your hand. If time permits, I will show you those screens also where that information. You also real time, you also can log in and you can check that information. Okay, right? You can see all that kind of information also later part, right? So we were telling you should take that privacy, right? That picture will give you that kind of information. And be careful while accessing these apps and the download kind of thing. So copyright is a issue. Like as I told you, like just copy paste and use without any acknowledgement or without appropriate those things. So the copyright is an issue. So whenever you are using anything in online, so you should respect them, right? So what are the risks? Photographs can be taken, altered, distributed on other websites. So nowadays the deep fake is happening in a bigger way. So deep fakes are happening to the voice, to the videos, and to the pictures, whatnot, all those things. So you have to be careful enough while sharing any of your pictures in an online platform. right? So it doesn't mean that like you should stop sharing those pictures kind of thing, right? Try to share, for example, nowadays people are using smartphones which is equivalent to a 9070s and 98 server configuration, right? The camera, hard disk, RAM, and all such kind of things. Like what are the mobile phone which you are using, which is equivalent to a server configuration, right? In 1980s and 70s, right? That kind of smartphones which we are using and which is having high resolution kind of thing, right? So whenever you are uploading any pictures in any online platform, try to upload low resolution pictures. Try to upload group photos rather than individual photos. Try to upload group photos rather than individual photos and low resolution photos, so that the metadata cannot be collected, and individual information also cannot be connected, and they cannot do any of those things also. So nowadays the photographs are taken, altered, and all those kind of things. And now the government is also instructing, our prime minister is also telling every time, right? You have to be careful enough in sharing those kind of things, right? Exploitation of the personal information, as I shown you in one picture, like what are the things you can collect, including your address and all. Sometimes it may lead to stalking, phishing, blackmailing, illegal content, age appropriate content, exposure to the sexual content, right? As I told you, like when you are searching something and when you are accessing something, so based on those interests only, that information will be shown on your search engine, browser, or wherever it is. Okay, these are some risks. Younger generation is more tend to do the more use the platforms, and they will try to be a more trusting kind of thing, right? So if that kind of, see, for example, you have uploaded one picture, so I have collected some kind of metadata. If I have your contact, otherwise I will try to get your contact, some method, right? And later part, like, I know, like, you went there, you spend the time with your family, friends, or whatnot. So I will just try to create that kind of trust, right? People also will be fallen into that kind of thing, and later part they will try to misuse those things. That is the only the activity which is by the most of the cyber criminals. Most of the cyber criminals do all such kind of things, right? So you have to be careful enough in handling such kind of things, right? So revealing private information, as I told you, don't add people which you don't know. If being on platforms, no issues, but if you don't know, if someone send a request, you have to be careful. You have to see, like, who is that person, why he sent a request, and how he is related to me. Later part, you either you can allow or not allow, that's up to you, right? So those things you have to take care. So this is one case which has happened in Maharashtra before last year, and this is another case which has happened in Bengaluru sometime back. The lady lost 71 or 72 lakhs kind of thing. So in that, like, they met each other and they liked it, and later part they wanted to get marry each other. So that is how the relation was built on. Till that time they're in one platform. Later, like, they moved on to the instant messaging platform and sharing videos, photographs, and all such kind of things. Finally, they decided, like, they wanted to marry each other, and during that process, later part, they realized, like, they lost the money. So, like, gifts were exchanged, the money were transferred, and it told so many things, and which you can read it in any of the print media articles, so that you will come to know. One is like your mental harassment. Second thing, either a boy or a girl or a man or a woman, there are always chances that financial things also will be lost, right? So since we are running out of time, so I thought, like, we'll discuss about, like, WhatsApp security. These things, if possible, you can do it now or later part. This video is available in the NCRT official YouTube channel. Later part also you can just do it, right? So the WhatsApp platform itself is providing the privacy and security settings, which if at all, if you are already done, it's well and good. If at all, if you are not done, try to do it. Okay, if now also fine. Later part of the session also you can do it, no issues, right? So you can just open your platform, click on those three dots. The moment you click on the three dots, you will get option called settings. The moment you click on the settings, you will get all these options. Click on those account, and in the account, like, you will be having all those options, right? This is the account, right? You have a privacy, security, two-factor authentication, change number, request account, delete account kind of thing. Right? Under the privacy, you have a last seen contacts, which is all like self-explanatory. You can go and you can read and you can take call in that direction, right? Profile picture is there. So restrict yourself the profile picture, only your contacts, if it is kept open for everyone, right? And Second thing is my status, right? In the privacy itself, you have something called status. In the status, the moment you click on the status, you will be having all those options. Try to restrict yourself to only my contacts, right? And next part is groups, right? Who can add you into the groups? Anyone can add into their WhatsApp groups, kind of thing. So that is up to you whether you allow everyone to add you into their WhatsApp groups, or only my contacts, or my contacts accept. So these are some privacy options which are provided by the platform. So try to set all those things. So one is profile picture. Try to keep it only my contacts. Status, try to keep it only my contacts. And in the groups, don't open it to everyone. Try to leave it to only my contacts, so that only your contacts can be added into the WhatsApp group.
Right,
If
sir.
not, what will happen? That also we'll see. Right? So that is the one thing.
Sir,
Those
I have to interrupt you here, sir. We are running short of time. So I request you to kindly wrap up the session very quickly in just 1 or 2 minutes, sir. Please.
All right. Thanks, mom. So here, like you have in the privacy, you have a finger lock, and in the settings account, you have a two-step verification, which is very, very important to safeguard yourself. Once you keep the two-step verification, no one can access your thing. Like you can set a pin, and you can click on done. So whenever you are opening any WhatsApp, it will ask you to enter the pin. If you enter the pin, then only you will be accessing. Otherwise, you won't be accessing. So some of the tips I thought like I can discuss with all of you, right? So because in the interest of time, I was not doing. So privacy settings, you have to review and adjust the privacy settings as I told you in one of the platform, which is very, very important. And the selective sharing, whenever you are sharing something in any online platform, as I told you, try to keep low resolution and all such kind of things. And don't share like your home address, phone number, email ID, and all such kind of things, especially your financial information. Try to keep strong passwords, and if there is a possibility, try to enable the two-factor authentication also. So that two-factor authentication is another layer of security, right? Try to enable the two-factor authentication so that you can secure your thing. And be skeptical about the strangers. I told you, like if someone sent a request, you have to examine and take a call. Think before you click. If any links are coming, like quiz, whatever it is, so those things, like you have to be careful enough in handling or selecting or clicking those things. And you have to regularly update your device, whatever the device, either it could be your laptop, mobile, anything. You have to update your device carefully and every time. So what will happen? It will patch up your security plus if there is any vulnerabilities, get new features, and it can protect your data, improve the performance, and ensure the compatibility. Right?
Right.
You should monitor your online presence. Please give me another 1 minute, ma'am. I will close it.
Sure.
Report it, block it, and you should dedicate yourself. And if there are any, these are the a few more suggestions from my side. Good to have good antivirus. Don't share your mobile and confidential data. Strong password and pin, you have to set it. And don't click on unknown links. Two-factor authentication, as I told you. Don't install any malicious apps, kind of thing. Right? If there is any issue, you can always reach 1930, and you can report it cybercrime.gov.in, and you also can try to reach the nearest police station if there is any cyber incident which has happened. And the same thing, it should be communicated to all your family and friends also, right? And to get more information, you can always follow these staysafeonline.in website, and all these any of the channel where you are in, so that you will get a lot of information, right? So with that, I'm concluding here. And if you have any questions, you can always keep it in that area, so that we'll try to respond to you. All right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for providing us valuable insights to staying safe online. Thank you so much for your time and for your contribution. Thank you so much. So, viewers and students, you have actually gained a lot of understanding on what needs to be done, how you need to protect yourself, and what precautions you must take in order to stay safe online, in order to, of course, socialize safely online, because today's theme was safe socializing online. It is not only just in your interest, but also in the interest of your family, community, organization you're working, and of course you are associated with. So a lot of things actually we need to know, and this training series is providing you all the valuable information. Now, without much ado, let me take you to the website from where you can actually get this information, how you can register yourself, how you can participate in the quiz. Let's see to that. So basically, you need to go to this particular website of CIET, which is ciet.ncert.gov.in. That's our website. and here you click on this particular icon of activities. There you will find this option of workshop and training. So click on the same and scroll down a bit. You will see this particular segment of current activity. And what is current activity? This is online training on cyber hygiene, which is we are conducting this week. So on this page you will get all the information regarding the training, the entire schedule, everything, the objectives, the detailed program schedule along with the name of the resource persons, and then this is something that I was talking about in the beginning of the session, how you can participate. You can register yourself here through this link, or you can scan this QR code. After registering yourself, of course, you must be watching all these training sessions for all these days and gaining all the necessary information. You have to be very attentive. I am telling you time and again, because only then you will be able to attempt the quiz. So, you know, on the last day of the training session, that is on day 5, we will be having a quiz, and this is the post session quiz link which will be highlighted on the last day, that is 5th of January 2024. And you can definitely, by clicking on the link, you can attempt the quiz. If you want to, you know, score a certificate of participation, then definitely you have to score more than 70% and you will receive a certificate of participation. Please allow us, allow us some time so that we can issue the same to you. In case you want to submit your feedback regarding this training session, you have to click this link, or you can scan this QR code. Any questions, any queries, any doubts, go to this particular email ID, which is training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in, and we always inform you about our phone numbers through which you can contact us, you can contact our experts. So that is all about this website, the entire process, and I request you to kindly go through this website and make sure that you watch all the training sessions very carefully, and please take out time to interact with the experts. Send us your questions, because that will eventually help you, not just for the purpose of quiz, but also because it will help us understand and enhance our knowledge and our grasp on the concepts which are very important for us. And now, time for me to wrap up this session, but in a short while from now, you can watch our next session, Sahyog. That's a very important live and interactive session. And before Sahyog and between I wrap up this session, a very important announcement to make for all of you out there. Well, CIET NCERT is happy to announce the All India Children's Educational E-Content Competition for this year. If you are a teacher, teacher educator, student or independent educational e-content creator, we invite you to send in your best e-content for the competition. For more details and the registration form, you can visit the activity section of our official website, www.ciet.ncert.gov.in, or scan the QR code on the screen. The last date for sending your entry is 10th of January 2024. हमें आप सभी को ये बताते हुए बहुत खुशी हो रही है कि CIET NCERT इस वर्ष के लिए अखिल भारतीय बच्चों की शैक्षिक ई-कंटेंट प्रतियोगिता की घोषणा कर चुका है। यदि आप एक शिक्षक, शिक्षक प्रशिक्षक, छात्र या स्वतंत्र शैक्षिक ई कंटेंट निर्माता हैं, तो आप प्रतियोगिता के लिए अपना सर्वश्रेष्ठ ई कंटेंट भेजने के लिए आमंत्रित हैं। अधिक जानकारी एवं प्रवेश फॉर्म के लिए कृपया CIET की वेबसाइट देखें अथवा स्क्रीन पर दिखाए जा रहे QR कोड को स्कैन करके भी आप वेबसाइट पर पहुंच सकते हैं। प्रविष्टियां भेजने की अंतिम तारीख रहेगी 10 जनवरी 2024। And with this, it's a wrap. This is me, Harpreet Kaur, taking leave of you. Till I see you next, please be safe and stay tuned for our next live and interactive session, Sahyog. Namaskar.